Wayne, you have often been described to me, or at least just once today, as being the family tree of Texas BBQ. Your thoughts?
There's a lot of thoughts. I guess nobody sets out to be a family tree, I don't think. We certainly didn't. To have influence, I think, is a sign that you're doing something correct. Somebody has. It's not like I've invented anything. You know, I'm just trying not to fuck things up. It's my big job. I think it's a testament to the people who came before me that they did something so worthwhile that people feel that they should emulate that and that it has some authenticity to it. I mean, I'm worried about what happens at 206 West 2nd Street, Taylor, Texas. I'm not really worried about what happens outside of that realm. My responsibility and duty is really to carry that forward. So if I can help people, if I can shed some light, some insight, sure, I'm more than willing to share that.
There's a lot of people who've had that moment. There was even an article written about it where people can trace back to the first time they were there and they had their first bite. You know, that impacted me the first time I took a road trip and was trying to reconnect with the history of Stanley's and the fact that I knew that I had inherited a way in which was not a great way or the right way to do things. And the only way to know is to go and experience it by taking that drive to Central Texas. Walking into your place for the first time, I'll always remember how that felt. And a lot of people have that same experience. So it is meaningful. Your place and the history and the legacy, it matters.
It's humbling because, you know, you have the legacy of this and the history of it. And for those of us that have come into it kind of recently, speaking for myself, there's definitely kind of this imposter syndrome, you know, like you don't belong or, you know, you haven't
100%.
been around for generations or whatever like that. I mean, at least starting out, you know, it was kind of like a chip on my shoulder. Am I going to be as good as these guys that have been around forever? But I know for you, like the pressures are different. You know, I mean, you've got the weight of trying to run the successful business, but you also have the weight of maintaining this legacy. And those sometimes can be opposing forces.
Yeah, it can be. It's a juggling act, no doubt. You know, I remember both of you coming into the restaurant at different times and sitting down with you and hearing your stories and where you were. Both of you seem to track pretty similar paths when you're first starting out and things were shaky. Really shaky. Mm-hmm. And I think both of you were looking into the abyss, if I remember correctly. And you were searching for something to help turn things around. Mm-hmm. And you were both on this quest. And I truly felt it because what you guys didn't realize is I was on the same quest. I was not in the family restaurant for 25 years. I grew up in it, but I left and had a different career. So when I came back, I had 18 months maybe with my father, and he passed suddenly. So I suddenly have to prove myself. It's not the reputation of the institution isn't going to be enough to carry you because at this time you start having blogs, Destination Barbecue, and barbecue groups. Yeah. And they were more than willing to discount me right from the get-go. I had to prove myself just like you guys had to prove yourself. Maybe the pressures were a little different just because of the circumstances.
I don't know. Seems like more pressure on you, dude.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the pressure is, do you stay open or not? Mm-hmm. I may have had momentum on my side. That won't last forever. If you produce shit, it's not going to last at all. I had to prove myself, just like you guys felt like you were proving yourself. Mm-hmm. I had an advantage because I already had a process that was given to me. You guys didn't. You were trying to work that through. I understood what you were going through, which is why I was so interested in both your stories. And you were so willing to share the hardship of it all. For people who care, you can't help but be drawn into those situations and feel a commiseration of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you understand other people see the world in a similar filter, through a similar view as you do. And there's a bond automatically that is established. I felt that's what happened because of all the people that have come through, it's not very many have come through with the same sort of inquisitive nature and openness that you two did. That's something I'll always remember. And it's a big reason why I was really excited to be a part of this thing.
Yeah.
Seriously. Just as my journey was kicking off at the same time.
That's wild.
Both of y'all's were.
I never had that perspective at the time.
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm understanding this.
Yeah. You know, I don't share a whole lot out there.
Right. I've known you a long time. In just the last few days, I've heard you say things and elaborate on stories that I had never heard you speak of before.